We'll start with one lesson. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjanshalakkaya Chakshurunnilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadramaya Tadati Swamarpitam Vande Sri Yutam Sri Guru Vaishnava Sri Rupam Sarvajata Sarvajata Saji Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sarvaitam Sri Sarkavitamscha Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namate Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravadi Ucharane Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarane Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Se Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gauraki Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे बोल। आवाज आ रही है? Okay, so before we start, first of all, very happy Krishna conscious New Year to all of you. We'll pray to God कि हम भक्ति में और आगे बढ़े, more and more every day together. All right. So we'll have quick revision of the last time by the time others are joining. Okay. So in 2.35 we saw that the translation. I'll go with translation. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. And 2.36 Lord says that your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you, O Arjun? Right. So here, Srila Prabhupada writes in his translation and purport that what will happen when you decide not to fight the war? First, whatever name, fame, and respect you have earned as a fighter, right, defeating Indra, Gandharvas, a lot of heaven, um, higher creatures, higher humans, right? I'll not say human, yeah. The the creatures of higher planets, right? Defeating all those. Even gave a great fight to the Devatas also. And even having a great fight with Lord Shiva. So the reputation of Arjuna is not only on the earth, but it's all across the world, all across the universes, right? In material world as well as in the spiritual world. That what a great fighter he is. He says that if you will run away from the fight, what will happen? Your name and fame will be, whatever the name and fame you have earned, that will be tarnished. Right. And people will say that you have run away from the battle just because you are fearful. That Kaurava army is that big and you got fearful and that you ran away. And thus, they will consider you insignificant. That maybe it was just a bluff that you got all those things. You are not worthy of a fighter. Then in after that what will happen, like first they will think you as insignificant and then they will propagate yourself as an insignificant and someone who is coward, right? So they will describe you in many unkind words, like you are a coward, you are not a fighter, you are not a kshatriya, right? And scorn your ability, that all your ability whatever you have done, these are all were bluff. And what could be more painful for you? Like this is really painful for a kshatriya when his whole reputation as Kshatriya would be tarnished. So Srila Prabhupada writes here, high estimation of your personality will go to hell. Right. Yeah. And we also saw that we get into disagreement with people. So some learnings what we saw. We get into disagreement with people, and what is the cause of disagreement of like with people around us? What was the answer? Anyone remembers? Why generally we get into disagreement with people? Ego. Okay. What is high expectations? What else? Not able to accept. Yes, all are correct, and also not able to understand our feeling. I am doing good thing for you, but why you are not able to understand it? Especially at home, that happens, right? अगर माता जी प्रभु जी को कह रही है कि चलो चलो क्लास में चलो प्रभु जी नहीं आ रहे, I am only doing for your benefit. Why you are not understanding, right? So that creates a disagreement with people, and they are like, okay, why this is happening? And the one person who sees all our intention, who can understand all our intention. So Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 10.61 that I'm situated in everyone's heart, and I'm directing the wanderings of all living beings, like who are seated as on a machine made by the material energy. Talking about the body. So he's the one who's sitting in our heart, understanding our every intention. And the learning was that we spend so much time with people around us to build relationship. Right? I want to be good with everyone, the society people, my friend, my colleagues, and all those people who actually, even our family and everyone, all our relatives, who actually do not understand all of our intention. And the one person who actually does, who really does, he understands every single of our intention. We don't have time for that person. That is Krishna. We say like we don't have time. We don't have time for chanting. We don't have time for doing devotional service and all those things, right? And so how will we revive our relationship? By spending time. So how we can understand a simple way? There is a college, a boy and a girl are there, and they want to go into a relationship. How would they go? They spend time with each other. They understand. और चलिए बॉयफ्रेंड गर्लफ्रेंड छोड़ दीजिए शादी में भी आजकल even before marriage, and it's not like कि मम्मी ने बोल दिया पापा ने बोल दिया that's it. I don't need to see the boy or girl. I'll just get married. They meet 2 3 times. They spend time together. They understand each other. What is their what is their career goals and how their life is, right? And then only they decide whether to go ahead with that person or not. And the irony is the one person who actually does, we don't try to build the relationship with him. Right? And how we can build relationship, how we can revive our relationship. We don't even have to build. It's already there. We just have to understand and revive it. How we can do? By chanting, by reading the Shastras, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Doing devotional service, all those things we can understand that. Right. Then next we saw like the abilities we already discussed. Like Arjuna fought with all those the creature of the higher planet, the Devi Devatas also like with Indra, the Gandharvas, and even he gave a great fight to Lord Shiva. So he had a great reputation of being a great fighter, right? And all his reputation will go into him. And people will start people will start finding one this war. Like all his life for this 100 years, he was around 100 years when the Mahabharat war happened. All his life he earned the respect, he earned the reputation of a great fighter. But just for because of one act of running away from the battlefield, his whole image will be tarnished. And the learning for us was like this. What do you see? Only for Deepa Matan. Because he was not there. What do you see here? Blank. Okay? अब हटा दे रहा हूँ cursor. What do you see? Empty box. And you don't see anything in empty box. So what happened? People will take that one dot and they will magnify this dot to Mohinira. but आप समझ सकते हैं how it will magnify. Right, your one fault, they will magnify it to the that extent that you are the most bad person in the world, and that's what we also do. Well, I'm not talking about the people outside. I'm talking about us also. 100 good things people do around us. 100 good things our family, our wife, our husband they do for us. And what we find? दाल में नमक क्यों ज्यादा है? Right. एक खाना बनाने नहीं आता. Right. So that's the understanding, that is learning for us, that try to see this 99.9% of the white things, the good things, rather than seeing the one black dot. And but that's the general life. When Arjuna will run away, people will actually make fun of him and they will defame him because of that. So yeah. So Bhagavad Gita has got understanding of all the problem, the solution for all the problem. But we have to actually learn it scrutinize is with scrutiny, right? With greater understanding how to get the learnings from it, and we'll actually find the problems, a solution for all the problems. It's that amazing. Then the next verse we saw that Lord says that, O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield or attain the heavenly planet, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. So we discussed this before also. Lord says that there are two outcomes. If you win, you'll get the kingdom and you'll enjoy. If you don't win, you'll go to the heavenly planet. That means you die, and you'll go to heavenly planet, and then you'll enjoy even more. Right, because enjoyment at on earth is limited. We get few seconds of enjoyment, right? But there the enjoyment lasts for days, right? So even greater enjoyment you'll get when you go to the heavenly planet. So it's a win-win situation. Why? So get up with determination and fight. Then the last verse of last time. Lord says that, do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat. And by so doing, you shall never incur sin. So Arjuna in chapter 1 and also in chapter 2 in the starting, he talked about sin. Like if I'll kill my swajan, if I'll kill my guru, if I'll kill my relatives, I'll incur sin. Hmm. So he says that because you are a Kshatriya, right, so fight for the sake of fighting. Because the dharma of Kshatriya is to fight. So without considering what will happen, whether you'll get happiness or you'll get distress, you'll get loss or you'll get gain, you'll get victory or you'll get defeat, right? Don't think about all those things. Because if you'll not do the fighting, then only you will incur sin. So you go ahead and fight. So we discussed all those points here. Even we discussed the point of rid, the debts a human have actually when they take birth in the material world. So all those rid, all those debt also will be completely vanished if someone is following their dharma. If someone is surrendering to Lord, these all debt they don't have to pay. So we discussed that point, and yeah, the last point what we discussed was when we work for the Krishna's pleasure and dedicate the fruit for our activities for Krishna, we will not get reaction of our action, especially sinful reaction. So that is Lord what says that if you surrender to me, you don't have to worry about all the sinful reaction. Right. So this is what explained here. If we do anything for the pleasure of Krishna, we don't have to worry about the reaction of what activities are we doing. And here, Arjuna, when he is going to fight, is obeying the Lord's instruction. That means any sinful activity, whatever he thinks that he is doing sin, it's actually not sin. It's actually not sin, right? The opposite of sin. It's not punya, but it's actually dharma, right? So yeah, that was the takeaway from this verse. Okay, so from here we will start. So today we are going to discuss the extended yoga ladder. So before we go into verse of 39 and 40, we'll discuss this extended yoga ladder. And to understand what exactly karma means, how that works, all the things. Okay. So, just a quick revision before we go into that. In chapter 2, section 1, we saw that Arjuna gives more reasons that why he does not want to fight. And then he himself realizes that he's very confused. He's indecisive that I'm not able to decide whether should I fight or not. And then he accepts Krishna as his guru and he says that you only guide me. You are my guru, so you only guide me. I'm not able to understand. Then Krishna starts talking about the Jnana Yoga or Sankhya Yoga. In Jnana Yoga, he talked about that you are not this body, but you are the soul. So the people you are thinking that they will be killed, you are killed, and all those things, sins and everything, that is not going to happen anyway. Because you are the soul, and soul can never be killed. And so don't worry about getting killed or killing someone. They are all soul, they are not going to get killed. So he talks about the body and soul, matter and spirit. That was the section 2 in the second part of the section 1. In third part, last time what we discussed was it was more of a not sakam karma, it was more of a karma card that performing prescribed duty which gives the enjoyment. Right. And then later on, 38 to 53, we'll see the Nishkam curve, and after that, we'll see Sthit Pragya. And we'll discuss all those things today. So, this ladder is called Extended Yoga Ladder. And this is one ladder, if we understand, that actually summarizes the whole spirituality. If you understand this ladder, you will able to understand the complete spirituality. Yeah, following is different thing. It does not mean that's it. I'm spiritual completely. Then we have to practice. But the understanding is all inbuilt in here in this ladder. So we'll only talk about this ladder here today. Right? That is our topic of discussion today. This is the extended yoga ladder, also called the karma ladder. Right? How what are different types of karma, how that works, all those things. So, okay, so it's visual, right? Now then. So extended yoga ladder starts with animal life. We all know that there are 84 lakh yonis, 84 lakhs different types of species where a soul can take birth into. So all those species, they don't have that intelligence that they can ask what is the purpose of my life. So what kind of life they live? किसी को याद है? Anyone remembers? The animal species, what kind of life they live? Their life is as per what? How do they live their life? Animals. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Mathanansha. Right. Okay, we'll discuss that. Right. So that kind of life they live. Because that's how they are built to. They are built to eat, defend themselves from other species, from any predator, sleep, and then reproduce into many numbers so that they can survive. That's all they do. They don't ask question why I'm here. Right. So one simple example we can understand. There is a cat sitting behind. There's a cat, say behind that curtain, right? And someone goes and throws one stone on the cat, or in dental case, just they beat the cat. What cat will do? Hmm? Run away, right? That's what she will do. Or dog. Once you throw a stone at dog, the first thing the dog does is run away. He will not. And instead of dog, there is a human, and you throw one stone. What the human will do? That's one. First he will turn and see किसने मारा कौन मारा भाई कहाँ से आया ठीक है किसकी हिम्मत हुई मेरे ऊपर and then only like अगर एक और आता है तो then only he will run away but first he will try to see why is that so that is the one of the very basic difference between a human and animal right a human first analyzes he has the intelligence to understand things an animal cannot do that their instinct is defend run quickly they'll not turn back and see किसने मारा एक डॉग वो नहीं करेगा पहले बचाओ एनीथिंग एल्स लेटर दैट्स व्हाट दे विल डू एंड human will see, human will analyze why this happened, and if there is still danger, they will run away. If there is not, maybe they will create the danger to the person who threw the stone. अच्छा जानता नहीं हूँ मैं कौन हूँ रुको अभी बताता हूँ स्टोन फेंका मैं तुम्हें फेंक देता हूँ right like that so they will do these kind of things so animal life here does not just mean animals what who else are included in this animal life so this extended yoga ladder is not for animal right because animal cannot come here and sit and listen to Bhagavad Gita understanding extended yoga ladder but it's for who human human also who are living the life like animal how eating waiting sleeping and defending ahar nidra by matram chal so this animal life includes animal as well as those human who don't start their self realization who don't ask question why am I here what am I doing in this world right why I'm getting why I have this body I could have enjoyed more if I'm an animal right animal is like like talking about anything sleeping a polar bear sleep we all like to sleep for long आज सोने दो sleep for 8 hours 9 hours 10 hours right polar bear sleep for like 6 months there are animals cold blooded animals who go into hibernation for 8 months 9 months depending on which area they live they sleep for a very long time what a good life they right no work just sleeping then for eating they like what we do we'll go to D-Mart buy things come here then store somewhere do all those things cooking and this and that animals simply they'll wake up in the morning go somewhere find some food eat it and then just again do the sleep cycle that's what they do they don't hold thing they don't go to D-Mart they may go to D-Mart but to find something what is thrown by other people not for the shopping they don't need credit card or debit card to shop right. Every day they'll just wake up, find the food, enjoy life, and sleep. They have a better life than us. For mating, we produce what? In 9 months, human get one person to, or sometimes twins, sometimes triplets also, but yeah, that's rare. We'll not go to triplet. But yeah, after 9 months of waiting only. While other animals, 2 3 months, five, six puppies, right? Or if they're rabbit, then maybe another 8 10 rabbits. Or their fish, thousands of eggs. They reproduce in numbers, right? There are animals if they are only like they have to enjoy only for the sexual life. Why not monkey? There is a monkey species every half an hour they need that. They need their pleasure, right? There are species like that. So, what's the purpose of human life? And defending there there are animals way more stronger than us, and most of the big animals are right. We cannot even defend ourselves without weapons and everything. They don't need weapon. Their hand is enough with claws. So in all ways, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, animals are better than us. So what's the purpose of this body? If we are doing the exactly same thing, what they do, it's useless to do the same thing, right? When we cannot do, इससे बेहतर होता था कि अगर मुझे सोना पसंद है, I'll become polar bear in next life. I'll sleep for 6 months. That's better. Then those people who actually don't realize that they don't start realizing they have given the human body for a purpose, not for doing the same activities what animal do. If they don't realize, they are also the same people who are living animal life. They are not different than animal. So we'll discuss that again later on. That a verse comes, we'll take that. What our Shastra says that. Then Karma-kanda. Karma-kanda is okay. Just see the letter first. We'll discuss one by one. So today's section would be less about me talking, more about you guys talking. Then they go to Karma-kanda, following the religious principle, doing the ritualistic, the procedures. Then from there they have the more realization. They go to Sakam. Sakam is more of a like I am doing my work Right. That from Karma-kanda you see that yoga starts. The Sakam Karma Yoga, I am doing the work for the God, but still I am attached to the result. I'm going to Krishna temple, but why I'm going? So that I'll get a better mark, I'll get a better wife, or I'll get a big bungalow, 2 BHK, maybe 3 BHK. Right. Then comes after that realization. Think after they cross that stage, they go to Nishkam Karma. I don't want any result. I'm just doing my seva. And above that, there comes the Gyan Yoga. We'll discuss that in quite detail. I'm just giving you a summary. A Gyan Yoga, they realize that they are the soul. All these results are immaterial because these are all results attached to the body. Then they realize I should start working for the soul, not for the body. And that is the Gyan Yoga. And in Gyan Yoga also you see that mostly the people they get the realization is as that they get the realization of a Brahman. That I want to merge because I am a soul, I want to get merged into the Brahman. So that is the realization. So they try to get into merge to Brahman and they do their activities accordingly by following the Ashtanga Yoga later on. In Ashtanga Yoga, they realize there is a bigger than Brahman, there is something Paramatma who is also living in our heart. And they started meditating on the Paramatma. But once they get into Paramatma meditation, they get the realization that even bigger than Paramatma, there is a world where actually I can live and serve God. I can love God, I can serve God. And that is the last stage that is called Bhakti Yoga. We'll discuss all this in detail, just a summary. Right. And that is the last stage of Bhakti. And this is called extended yoga ladder. And any question here? Okay. No question, then I'll ask question. And this actually summarizes the whole spirituality. So now we're talking about karma, right? A lot of karma action and all those things. So question one. Is it necessary that we should perform action? Can't we live without performing any action? What do you think? Why? Someone who's just sleeping all the time, like a polar bear for 6 months. Why? Why did they need to? Like, you can like say if you have the facility, can you stop your karma? Matari, you will perform your duty when you know what you are. Say you don't know what you are. How you'll perform your duty? That's okay, Prabhuji. Let's say you don't know that you are human or animal. We all are animal. It's called humans are social animal. Let's say we are social animal. Is it necessary to perform action? If we have if we have a way to stop all our action, can we do that? Is there a way to stop all the action? Why? If not, why? If yes, why? Okay, let's not talk about your system, the whole system. What about you? Let's say just one part of you. Cycle of birth and death. So, like people perform karma when they are alive. How about after death? Do they perform karma action? Okay. They don't perform that soul does. So if a ghost, they have not gotten the body yet. They are just the soul with settled body. Do they perform any action? We heard that from Ram Gopal Verma Shuru. They perform action, right? And even if you don't have body, you have to perform action. What does it say? No, my point is like even if you don't have body, you have to perform action. What does it say? There's no getting away. Why? Okay, you are part of the cycle, you are part of the system. Let's say when you go back to Vaikuntha, you are out of this cycle now. You go to Vaikuntha. Do you need to perform action? Then what does it say? That's the question, right? If you always have to perform action, even when you have body or you don't have body, what does it say? Action is the property of what? Soul. It's a property of soul. And we being the soul, there cannot be any time that we don't perform any action. So action we have to perform. We cannot live without performing any action. Correct. So that one thing we have to understand that one cannot live without performing any action because it's a property, it's an intrinsic nature of the soul. Right. So action everyone has to perform. Now, second question. What does action result in? That should be easy. Karma. Karma is action. Nowadays, karma, matlab, what to use karma? Karma is action, right? Karma, karma. What do you get after doing karma? Result, reaction. Right. Physics, simple law. कौन सा law है? First law? First law है ना? Every action has a reaction. The third है? Okay. Sorry. ठीक. बहुत अच्छी physics है मेरी. Don't send me to school again. हाँ. Every action has a reaction. So, what does action result into? Reaction. Right. So, okay, next question. Now we know that we always have to perform action. There cannot be a get away from that. And every action will result into reaction. Now, out of action and reaction, which is a bigger problem? What do you think is a bigger problem? Action is a bigger problem. Why? That will lead to reaction. What else? एक आपको आपके पास एक ही ऑप्शन है रेडियो बटन नो मल्टीपल चॉइस आप बताइए विच रेडियो बटन विल यू चूज रिएक्शन व्हाई okay that's a good perspective what else what others thinking what is more problematic action or reaction Prabhuji said action but you are getting a reaction let's say it's not you always perform a reaction you are thinking reaction as a revenge kind of thing or after action I'm going to do something you got one slap let's say I got one slap from Prabhuji ठीक ठीक है लेट्स से प्रभु जी ने कहा अरे कैसा पढ़ा रहे हो एक लगाओ ठीक और फिर बोले, अरे ऐसे कैसे बात एक लगा तो दैट रिएक्शन व्हाट ही गॉट दैट इज नॉट फ्रॉम हिम दैट इज फ्रॉम सम अदर दैट इज आउट ऑफ हिज कंट्रोल राइट मैंने उल्टा बोला पहले मुझे ये बोलना था but the other person is getting the reaction right so that's what that is not in our control so what is more problematic action or reaction action why so if you not do the action will not get the reaction. That's what you're saying. But you cannot live without action. We just discussed now. Then what's more problematic? Cycle itself is a problem. We get out of the cycle. Okay. That's a good way. But आपके पास radio button है. You have to select either action or reaction. No third option. वो भी action है दूसरा गाल आगे करना क्योंकि उनको पड़ेगा. Right. So don't follow that. Otherwise you'll get आज के जमाने में कोई नहीं रोकने वाला है और दो लगाएगा ये तो मतलब फ्री फंड में मुझे हाथ साफ करने का मौका मिल गया देयर आर पीपल लाइक ऑन सम टाइम ऑन द रोड देयर इज सम रोड रेज हैपेंस राइट और कुछ लोग एक लोग किसी के साथ लड़ा हुआ ठीक है पीटने लगे चार लोग और आ गए अरे बहती गंगा में हाथ धो लो लेट्स से आज तो बहुत मन कर रहा था आज भी खुश नहीं होते दो चार और लोग लगा के चले जाते कुछ नहीं दे डोंट इवन दे आर नॉट इवन अफेक्टेड बाय दिस दे डोंट इवन नो दोस पीपल बट लगे हाथ लेट्स डू समथिंग right so maybe don't be Mahatma Gandhi otherwise you don't know how many people will get their hands clean right so you all are right actually it's action which is more problematic because the results are binding to us. Right. So when we do the action, we get the reaction, and which binds us. Right. So when we say binds us, means you do some action, you got the reaction, and if you did not get the reaction, you'll again have to wait for the time till you get the reaction. Let's say we did all the Samaj Seva in the world, right, without considering the God at the center. We opened the pyau, we got the water for people, we are freely distributing food without thinking God at the center. I'm just doing Samaj Seva. What will happen? Next life, I'll not be hungry, but I'll have to take birth next life so that I'll get the reaction of all the good deeds I did. Or if I did the bad deeds, like some criminal, my whole life, I'll again have to take birth to get the results of all those karma, like all those actions. So, because the results are binding to us, so the action is a problem. Right. Yes, yes, exactly. That's where the karma, akarma and vikarma comes into picture. Right. You have to keep God at center so that you don't have to get the result. We'll discuss that and going forward. Now, next question, is karma and action same? That's a general term. No? I'm doing my karma. In English, you will just translate to action. What is karma? What is action? Is that same? Yes? No? Why? What do you think? They are not the same. Why? Okay. आप जो बोले सही बोले लेकिन उल्टा बोले. Any other thoughts? What is action? What is karma? Let's discuss that. What is action? Whatever we do is action. What is karma? If we do according to Shastra, that is karma. तो आपने वो action वहाँ पे गलत बोल दिया था. That is correct, right? So karma and action are not same. Karma is scripturally verified action according to modes. That is one thing very important to understand. According to modes, because all our action are driven by mode. Which mode we are in will actually perform action accordingly. Say, as an example, you woke up in a very good mood, and then something bad happened, like you just dropped a glass of water, right? But you woke up in a very good mood. What you will do? Okay, you'll ignore साफ कर दोगे रख दोगे. And then अभी अभी घर पे लड़ाई हुई है, and then this is it. I have to drink water. I have to calm myself. And then you took the water, and then it drops. How you will react? Obviously, you'll shout, you'll curse yourself and do that. So our modes drive action, right? What we have to do. So karma is scripturally verified action according to mode. What mode we are in, what word and ashram we are in. If we are doing the actions accordingly, that is called karma. And action is anything. Whatever we do is action. So karma is a subset of action, right? Just to understand. Next, now we understand what is action, what is karma, right? Then whom should we? Why do we perform the action? I'll rephrase the question. Why do we perform any action? For what? To get what? Get some punya. So every action we do is to get some punya. Like you are walking on the road to get some punya, or you're going to gym to get some punya from the gym guy. Thank you for giving me 1,500 this month. Here's some punya for you. Sense gratification. Okay, nature of the soul. Why? Why do we do anything? Anything in our life, just think why do we do? To get what? Happiness, exactly. Right. That's why we do anything. We go to the class to get happiness, or we send our children to the class to feel ourselves happy, so that they will learn, right, something. They might not be happy at this point of time, but yeah, when they become older, they enroll into some course of their choice, they'll become happy. So everything we do in life is for happiness, right? So that's why we are doing all our action. But then, do we get the happiness whatever we do? Sometimes we get, sometimes we don't. And sometimes we get temporary happiness. When do we get permanent happiness? What is that sometime? When we serve God, right? So, Lord says in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's one verse come, that we do all our things just to get the happiness, but still we don't get the happiness. Right? Why we don't get the happiness? We do all kind of variety of things. We start with the when we are kid, we start with riding the tricycle. Then we get bored. Then we start with the bicycle. We get bored. थोड़ा बड़े हो जाते स्कूटी चलाएंगे फिर थोड़े और बड़े हो गए हम कौन सी बुलेट 350 जो भी हो मीटियोर विल ड्राइव दैट उससे और बड़ा थोड़ा और पैसा आ गया तो BMW X5 I don't know whether that's a model or not just thinking right to get all the happiness and then we never get the permanent happiness even when we get the BMW X5 अगर if there is some model of that name after some time शुरू में बहुत इंटरेस्ट होगा enthusiasm होगा जब तक ओ क्या कार ली है भाई तुमने थोड़ा हम भी कोई घुमाओ for 1 week 2 week 1 month it will be very excited then it will be same routine वही कार वही लोग same people then people will start सबको पता चल जाएगा तुम्हारे पास एक कार है and that's it right end of the story you don't get that excited after that. So the permanent happiness you never get. We get married like that. Initial days are very exciting, or when we get children, it's more exciting initially. When they do potty और रोज रोज सुबह शाम potty साफ करना है और उनको ये करना है then all the excitement अरे यार उससे पहले ही अच्छा था. Happens with all of us, right? It does not mean don't get married. Whoever is not married here, कोई है क्या? हाँ, जो भी. Right. So why we don't get the happiness? Why we don't get the permanent happiness? Because Srimad Bhagavatam in third canto it says that the spirit soul can be happy only in the association of the supreme living being, the personality of Godhead, and nowhere else. So when we try to find happiness in the material things, when we try to find happiness by doing material things, by material means, things, associating with material people, you may get happiness, but it will be chadbhangur, for a temporary, for some moment, some hours, something. But your soul can never get happiness until it is actually associated with God. Right? That is the only and only way to get the happiness. And that's what Srimad Bhagavatam says that. And even Chaitanya Charitamrita says that Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishner Nityadas. Means Jeev ka Swarup, the nature of a body, the nature of a jiva or a soul is to only get happiness by being the servant of the Lord. Otherwise, you will never get the happiness. So all Shastra says that the same thing. Right? So that's why we don't get. So when we do the action for getting happiness, it's like when you want to earn something, why to earn 10 rupees? If you are doing your full effort, in office also you are doing full effort and there is a limit. In lot of offices there is like 100% bonus. Like there is a limit 100%. You put your all effort. What would you expect? To get 100%. Right, or more. You will not expect मैं तो अपना full effort डालूंगा and it's okay if I get 50%. You will not be happy. So if we are actually striving for happiness, why not to get permanent happiness? Why not to get the complete happiness rather than finding the small happiness here and there? Right. So that's where whom we should do action for the pleasure of the Lord, because when the Lord is happy, we'll be happy. Right. And that's why we should do our action. Now, how we can understand this? What do you see here? A human body. And what is that? Hand. A hand What is the purpose of hand in human body? To assist, to feed us, right? To assist the whole body. If the hand is separate from the body, is there any purpose of the hand? The hand will not actually, and when the body enjoys, hand does not eat food. It does not get the taste. It actually does nothing, right? It only assists. But when it assists, it gets the nourishment, and that's why hand also enjoys. But when hand is out of the body, what's the value of the hand? Nothing. Where the enjoyment goes, the enjoyment is over. So, in Shastra, the example comes like until the flower or a leaf, let's say, any part of the plant, until the plant is attached to the tree, it actually grows, it gets bigger. The moment it drops, take example of mango. When mango is on the tree, right, it is a raw mango, then it becomes reddish, yellow, and then it becomes sweeter. But someone plucked the mango in raw state. What will happen to the mango? It just gets spoiled after some time. Right. So until we are attached, and what is that tree for us? For all the soul? That's a Lord. That's a Krishna. Until we are attached to Krishna, we'll have the growth, we'll enjoy. But the moment we try to get separate from Krishna, this whole thing will get over. Same thing we can understand by the example of hand, or we can understand the example of the screw or nut also in the cycle. A nut will have the value until it is in the cycle. When it is thrown out of the cycle, you'll go to the kabadi and say, "एक रुपया में nut ले लो," he'll not even buy. It has zero value. Right? So the soul, when it is connected to the Lord, when it is doing the devotional service, it will have the value. Otherwise, it has zero value. Any questions till here? काफी boring हो रहा है? नहीं? ठीक है. Right. So actions, our all actions. The point here is that all actions should be meant to serve Krishna, so that it will have the better result. We'll have the happiness because we do all the action to get happiness. And if you want to get happiness, why not to get complete happiness? So when we serve Krishna, we'll get complete happiness. There is no other use of the action. Right. Now next question. How do we get to know what is our karma? कैसे हमें पता चलेगा हमारा कर्म क्या है? We actually just discussed that. स्क्रिप्चर्स, अगर आपको स्क्रिप्चर नहीं पता है तो क्या? मतलब स्क्रिप्चर को हिंदी में शास्त्र बोल दिए. इट्स नॉट डिफरेंट. अब आप अगला वो बोलोगे भगवत गीता. Someone who does not have guru, who will tell? हमें किसने बताया कि हमें क्या करना है? But who is going to tell you, Mataji? Parents, guru, शास्त्र. आई थिंक थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन को रिफ्रेश करते हैं कि अभी हम किसी और डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं. How will we know what is our karma? What is our prescribed duties? How will we know that? Based on what it is decided. Let me rephrase in that term. Regulative principle decide नहीं करता what is your karma. This is same for everyone. It does not. It is not different from Prabhuji or Mataji or for me. It is same for everyone. What decides what we have to do? Free will. Our words. Okay. What else? हम सब मनुष्य योनि में हैं. Not all humans are same. Then how you will know what is the all humans don't do same karma, right? They don't do the same action. They don't have same prescribed duties. What decides? Like Arjuna has to become a Kshatriya. What decides he has to become Kshatriya? Just because he was uh, born into the family in Pandav family. What decides? धर्म संस्थापना था. ओके. आप तो सीधे कृष्णा पे पहुंच गए. अभी हमने जस्ट थोड़ी देर पहले ये डिस्कस किया था. और हमने बहुत बार पहले क्लासेस में भी डिस्कस किया था सेम थिंग. On what basis we think like we have to do this karma?
Okay. By birth we have those five debts that we can.
And to pay the debt, you have to do karma.
I think
Everyone had to pay those 5 debts.
we don't do that.
No, so everyone had to pay that 5 debts.
It depends.
वर्ल्ड के हिसाब से राइट. वर्ल्ड वर्ल्ड क्या डिसाइड करता है? What how वर्ल्ड इज डिसाइडेड? आप वैसे हैं, किसने बोला आपको? जैसे वही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, किसने बोला आप वैसे हैं?
Qualities of the soul.
क्वालिटीज ऑफ द सोल इज सेम एवरीवेयर.
Qualities of the
What decides? The,
it depends on the job what they do.
and what job should you do? You are 18 years old. You just passed your 12th. नहीं थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया. You are 17 years old. You just passed your 12th. What decide what job you should do?
No, like what he choose to
Again, you are coming there. You are coming there. थोड़ा और सोचिए. How would you decide what job I have to do? Mataji, someone who likes to only sleep will give me happiness, and 99% of the people will only eating and sleeping. That will decide, right? तब तो सब लोग सोएंगे. If that is the decisive factor. How someone is being decided they are Brahmana, they are Kshatriya, they are Vaishya, they are Shudra? On what basis? Qualities of acquired qualities. Okay, a little more from nature, from our स्वभाव. मैंने पूरे डिस्कस किया था. One lecture was on the स्वभाव. Right. रिवीजन करना पड़ेगा सबको. Right. So स्वभाव, our nature is what we decide, and what decides our स्वभाव is one, our previous karma, what we have accumulated across lives, not just this life, plus acquired qualities in this life. That is what decides what we should be. If there is a person and he's very aggressive, like he's like, मुझे सनातन धर्म के लिए कुछ करना, I want to do something for that. Even if I want to beat people, I'll beat it. Right? He's like in that mode. Should you give him Bhagavad Gita and like, चलो कल से तुम क्लास लेना शुरू करो? Will it work? No, right? क्लास में भी क्या करेगा? दो चार लोग को पीट देगा. नहीं समझ में आ रहा, इधर आ, वो सोल नहीं हो. इतने for five lecture I told you your soul not understanding, इधर आ, दो झापड़. Right. So our स्वभाव decide what world we should go into. Right. And how do we get to know what is our karma? Because our स्वभाव decide what world we get into. That varna will decide what should be our karma. If a brahmana, if our world is brahmana, if our स्वभाव is like a brahmana, then our karma should also be like brahmana. Patan patan yajan yajan dan pratigra. Right. We should be studying scripture, we should be telling others about the scripture, the knowledge from the scripture, rather than going to battlefield and start fighting. Because that will not help. If we try to get into some other varna just because of temporary excitement, it will not help. So we should understand what is our swabhav and act accordingly. So that is what decides our karma. Yes, ma'am. That's where Bhakti, that's a confusion, right? एक ऋषि थे, अत्रि ऋषि. We all are the example, right? We all are trying to understand the scripture, whatever we are. We could be Kshatriya, we could be Vaishya, we could be Shudra. Actually, we all are Shudra working for MNC companies for someone. And it is said that Kaliyuge Janmate Shudra. मतलब कलयुग में जो भी पैदा होता है वो शूद्र ही पैदा होता है. We all are Shudras, but we are trying to acquire the Brahminical qualities so that we can learn, understand, and we can propagate the knowledge. We are also trying to change our swabhav. Yes, Mataji. Yes, because the world Vyavastha is never based on where we are born. It is always based on our Swabhav. So the example of Rishi was he was having 100 sons. I gave that example many times. Out of 100, 722 became Brahmana, around 2030 they became Kshatri, and rest of them became Vaishya and Shudra. We have the live example of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksh also. Who was their father? किसी को याद है? Huh? Kashyap Muni. He was a Brahmana, and his son became. You don't call him Brahmana, right? Same way Raman. Raman's father was also a great rishi, but he became a demon. So their Swabhav decides what. So and what change in our modern perspective is because a Kshatriya generally sees their father from starting that he is having Kshatriya qualities, so he likes it more. He gets into that environment, and that is acquired qualities. And then he started liking more, he behaves more like that. So generally, what happens, a businessman's son would become a businessman. It does not mean he will always, a businessman's son has to become a businessman. But mostly because they are seeing from childhood, right, they are raised like that, they started liking it, they become like that. But we all know some of our friends whose father might be businessman and they are doing IT job. We all know some people because that was their swabhav, and most of the time it is get the money. They are not much into business and they're like, I don't like to do that. So our swabhav decides that. Did it answer your question? Alright. So next question. I think that we already answered. For what reason we should perform karma? Right. Now next, we saw that in from we'll go here again. Justice. Hmm. We saw that from 11 to 30, Lord talk about the soul. Soul is a higher knowledge, knowing about the soul. In the ladder, you can see Gyan Yoga is here, right? Somewhere here. But then, after 31 to after 30, from 31 to 37, Lord talked about the Sakam Karma, or actually not Sakam Karma, but Karma-kanda, lower level knowledge. Why is that? He gave the higher knowledge first and then he started giving the lower level knowledge. What is the reason? What do you think? That he first talked about soul and then he started saying ki if you will if you'll do the fight, either you'll get the kingdom or you'll get the heavenly planet. You will enjoy both places. While it's not the nature of the soul, right? That to get into all those things, action and reaction thing. Then why Lord talked about the karma kand even after giving the knowledge about the soul? Why do you think?
Is swabhav. We need to take action in that battlefield as a
Okay.
Kshatriya. So
So
that
you could have told that before also.
no, but he given the upper higher level knowledge, but still he is missing the lower level knowledge to achieve the higher level knowledge. To achieve action, to take actions of higher, to achieve higher level.
But even if you would have told in the reverse order, it would have worked. Right? Action anytime we do. Higher level knowledge anytime he can tell later. Why this first and later?
That is the time where the actual timing is
Timing,
important.
okay. What else? Why do you think? That he talked about soul first and then he talked about the results of the fruit or doing action. कोई भी
To
just
give
think.
him the better perspective.
Better perspective, okay. You're near, but और थोड़ा सोचिए.
Was to make it understand that you are a soul.
You are a soul. So what will it do?
To ensure that it is eternal, whatever actions are being done.
So he could have told that later also. No? Why he first would have told you'll get the result, you'll enjoy, and then. But you are a soul. You don't need to enjoy. You have to serve. He could have told in that order. But then why first talking about soul and then talking about what you will get, the heavenly planet and all those?
Because he is still connected to the uh, his connected to the people temporarily. So
Okay.
That will strengthen.
to understanding that you are a I mean you are a
So
soul.
we still into materialistic mindset. So just to enlighten him that you are a soul, come out of it. He told that, and that's okay. But then why did he again go to the lower level when he told about the higher thing that you are the soul, you don't have to worry about that. Then why again he went into material level of knowledge that you'll get in the kingdom and enjoy?
Because they are still in that
The dilemma.
in the dilemma
It's still in dialogue. That's why.
and the materialistic world.
Okay. What else? क्योंकि उनको लगा कि he is still not understanding. So let me talk about that.
But we should complete the action.
Okay. What else?
You have to do it good. Like it's a good branch, like whatever you have to do, that's your duty.
Okay. और anything else? कुछ और? थोड़ा सोचिए. Actually आप पहले सही बताते फिर थोड़ा सा आप deviate हो गए. It is something related to the soul.
Satchidananda.
ठीक है चलो मैं ही बताता हूँ. Okay.
So yes.
If you don't have the knowledge of the soul, what will go to the higher planet? Not your body, right? So you need to know about the soul before you can understand that you will actually move to the higher planet after death. That's why he talked about the Gyan Yoga before, about the knowledge of the soul. Then only he talked about if you die, then also you will go to the higher planet. You means not the Arjuna's body, but the soul. Right? That's why he talked about that. Got it? So that is a sequence. Uh, it's not just a coincidence, or because Arjuna asked the questions in whatever order. It is not those reasons. Right now, let's understand the uh, all these all these extended yoga letter points one by one. Right. So we discuss about the animal life. So the verse comes in Ahar Nidra Abhay Maitranam Cha Samanya Metar Pasubir Naranam Dharmo hi Tesa Biliko Visesa Dharme Nahina Pasubhi Samana. Means both animal and men share the activities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But the special property of the human is that they are able to engage in spiritual life. Therefore, without spiritual life, humans are on the level of animals. That's what this verse says. Right. We already discussed about what is animal life, what they do, and the human who are also acting on these four bases, they are also living like animal. So they are also categorized under the animal life, in the ladder. Right. So we already discussed any question on animal life. I think we might have understood it more. Now next on the ladder was Karma-kanda. And from 2.31 to 2.37 and a little bit in 3.8 also, we discussed about Karma-kanda. What is Karma-kanda? What do you think about Karma-kanda? क्यों पूजा करेंगे आप देवता की? सकाम कर्म में भी फल की इच्छा होती है. तो what is Karma-kanda? That is the qualities of a Brahman. What is Karma-kanda? Anyone does Karma-kanda, right? In Vaikuntha Ekadasi, when we were doing distribution, more than 5-10,000 people came to the temple. What do you think they were doing? They were all devotees. No, they were doing karma kand. 99.99% of the people do karma kand. So one person actually stopped me when we were doing Bhagavad Gita distribution. He told, "Ki Prabhuji, these are Telugu people. If you want to sell Bhagavad Gita, you tell that. See, your health problem, your wealth problem, your life problem will be solved if you take that book." मैंने कहा मैं इसको बोलूँ कैसे? Even though that may be correct, but how will I tell your health problem, your wealth problem, life problem will be solved if you take that book? That is a very hard thing to say. I said, how true. So I said, ki, no offense to any Telugu people, it is actually applicable for everyone, not just Telugu, but every single person. Right. we do these activities so that we get the benefit of it. So now that's a clue. Now what is karma kand? And one hint is there in this ladder. You see, animal life, karma kand, and then sakam karma yoga. There's one small hint. We want to enjoy the fruits. That is correct. We do the karma kand only for the material benefit. To get more wealth, I'll do puja of Lakshmi ji to get more money. I'll do puja of Ganesh ji so that my all my obstacles will be removed. I'll go to शिव टेम्पल 16 सोमवार करेंगे अच्छा पति मिले या अच्छी पत्नी मिले जो भी राइट ऑल दोस थिंग to get the material benefit. That is karma kand. But um, there is a subtle difference in karma kand and the next. That is a sakam kand. What do you think is that? Yoga. Yoga is the difference. What is yoga? Huh. So now you see here there is a karma kand and there is sakam karma yoga. Now what is the difference between sakam karma yoga and karma kand? ठीक है हम इस पे बाद में जाएंगे पहले हम कर्म कांड ही डिस्कस करते हैं ठीक सो कर्म कांड इज when we try to get immediate material benefit or quick material benefit and wherever it is told you do this you will get that people do that without thinking anything कि आप कुत्ते से शादी कर लो आपको बहुत अच्छी बीवी मिलेगी they will go and actually marry the dog also right? Does not matter what is correct or not correct or whatever it is whatever been told take you do this puja you'll get 2 houses okay next time right invite all the relatives I'm doing this puja why are you doing this I have only 2 bhk I want 4 bhk right so wherever it is quickly available they'll go to that place they'll go to all those devi devata wherever they can get quick results right that is called karma kanda they are not devotee they'll go to the temple even they go to the krishna temple also but their understanding is so that I can get something their understanding is not that krishna is the supreme personality of godhead they're like somebody told me I'm doing it somebody told I'll put 1 liter of oil on sunny dev and then I will all my matlab, rahu ketu and all those things will be corrected soon so I'll do this and all my life will be sorted so they will do that so that is karma kanda now how it is different from animal life
Still are in the mode of sense gratification.
no how it is different animals are also in mode of sense gratification even karma kanda people are also in mode of sense gratification because whatever they do is for getting sense gratification your wealth your good wife or good husband bigger home everything is for sense gratification right so both are in mode of sense gratification what is the difference animals will not do karma kanda but what is the difference what if some animal from the planet of the apes they realize I can do some karma kanda they start doing it there is a saying from leftist that's a funny thing but they say that God is God is God because human made it. That's why he is human like. If the dog will make God, then it will be looking like a dog. If a donkey made a God or a monkey make a God, it will look like a monkey. Right. So they are saying so maybe animals someday they will get intelligent, they will make a God. What is the difference? Huh? अरे ये उनको जाके बताओ दिस इज नॉट माय स्टेटमेंट वी वर्शिप एवरीथिंग
We do karma-kanda by expecting something good in the
but
future.
they also do all the activity by expecting something good right
They don't have realization.
they don't have realization of what
Once
So,
karma will get something.
like karma
When
and
you
action.
be connected to the God.
no connected to the higher entity that is important they also have the understanding if I will mate with the partner we'll have 10 15 puppies or whatever number they know all those things If they will go and find out the food, their hunger will be gone. So they that level material understanding they also have. But they don't understand like how to get that. Here it is like um, they human in the Karma-kanda, they understand there is a higher entity. If I go to them, I will get that. That's a subtle difference. Like a little realization. That's why the ladder is above the Karma-kanda ladder is above the animal life. Now animal life, they are completely atheistic people. They are like live life king size. You only live once and all those things. I don't care. भगवान ने एक ही तो जिंदगी दी है. उसको नहीं enjoy करेंगे तो क्या? ठीक. वो ऐसा वो बोलते हैं. हाँ मतलब भगवान नहीं बोलते हैं but there's a lot of people एक ही तो जिंदगी मिली है. कहाँ मिली किससे मिली है they don't know. Right. But एक ही तो जिंदगी है. If we'll not enjoy then what we'll do? Who has seen like Charvak philosophy? Take date but eat only ghee. Sorry, drink only ghee. Because what happens after that? Who has seen? That is Charvak philosophy of atheistic or atheists. So they are in animal life, but above animal life is the Karma-kanda people. They are they realize there is something higher, and I have now a way to get these things. If I do puja of this devata, I'll get that. If I do puja of that devata, I'll get that. Right. So whoever asks me to do something, proven method, right? And these are proven method. Actually, it's a prescribed way by someone, right? Not by Shastra, by someone. If I do this, I'll get that, so I will do that. Right? So they don't have understanding of God or Supreme Personality of God, but they have understanding of Devi, Devta, procedures and those things. So those procedure process followers, they are into Karma-kanda. So a little higher than that. Right? Now, next in the ladder is Sakama, and it is Sakam Karma Yoga. When yoga comes, what comes in the picture? Bhagwan. Bhagwan comes into the picture. Now they have the understanding that there is a supreme personality of Godhead, there is a Krishna, there is a Vishnu, right? And if I worship them, I'll get something. Still, they are the ones who want to get something by worshipping, say, Lord Krishna or Vishnu, right? Any Vishnu Tattva, right? They are also a little higher than kind of people because they are like I my focus is at one point, but I still want the material benefits. So I'm doing all those things. That is a sakam. Right, devotion with attachment to get the desired result.
Desires नहीं हुई अगर किसी attachment
So that's why they do that, right? To get the results.
कोई set of people it can be
It's a ladder. It's a progress. Right. Slowly, everyone, all of us are actually going through that ladder. Every one of us, every single one of us. It's not like you, but at one point of time we'll be at one or maybe a couple of places. You won't be you will not be like I'm at Bhakti Yoga also and I'm at Karma Kanda also. You cannot be at both places at the same time because that's far away from the ladder. You cannot be a Bhakt and doing Sakam Karma at the same time. But transition phase you can be in the ladder. So we all are progressing through that. Now, example of Sakam Karma. Like, and these are the people who want something material benefit. Like someone is going to the temple. Like I know, I understand. If I do devotional service, I'll get something. Right. So there is a person, say a Prabhuji, he's like, huh, I have a lot of knowledge. I will take the class for the Lord, right? But I also want that I will get some name and fame. People should say, कि this Prabhuji, wow, what a speaker he is. Or Mataji, she has prepared a great prasadam for Lord, right? For serving people. Then her expectation is also, people should say, wow, what a great prasadam. Mataji, और बना के आप खिलाइए. think it should be like that. When we are still attached to the action as well as the result also. Like people should give me name, fame. I'm going to the temple. I should have my name there. This Prabhuji has, or people go to the temple. Right, कि I have donated this much. My name should be on the sword अक्षरों में लिखा जाना चाहिए. Right, on the golden letters. So there's one story I remember. So in the temple, there was a Prabhuji, and he donated some fans there. Hmm. And the class was going on. This Prabhuji came in between the class and he switched off all the fans. So the Prabhuji were giving lecture, "Yeah, why did you switch off all the fan? It's already hot." He said, "No, no, no, I have donated film. How people will see the name which is written on the fan?" That is Sakam Kar.
फैन के लिए तो ज्यादा ही हो गया
हाँ, right. तो ऐसा जो नेचर होता है कि मेरा नाम होना चाहिए, ठीक है, लोग मुझे जाने हैं, आई शुड गेट समथिंग इवन इफ दे आर नॉट गेटिंग द वेल्थ दे शुड गेट द नेम एंड फेम दैट इज आल्सो अंडर सकम कर्म right कि if I have to do some service for the temple I will make the software but because I am software engineer I should get the payment also from the temple that is sakam karma even they know they are doing for the Lord for the Krishna right but they want something back as a result that is sakam karma now going further what is the difference between Karma-kanda and sakam karma
Pray to all the Devi Devtas.
जहाँ भी मिल जाए
जो भी बोलेगा ये करें सकाम में total
perspective word. So that's the difference. Otherwise, it's all the same. They also expect result in Karma-kanda and in Sakam karma also the result is expected. Just the diversion of diversion across lot of things becomes a single point here. So no harm. Like these all are like very high level. Sakam karma is not a lower level thing, right? We all are probably at that stage only, somewhere in Karma-kanda and Sakam karma. Right. Now next is the Nishkam karma. What is Nishkam karma? So I am doing some service, but I am not expecting any benefit out of it. I have donated some, say, not me. Someone had donated few lakhs. They are not expecting anything. My name, it's okay. My name is not there. I'm doing the Gupta Dan. Gupta Dan, you know, right? Secret donation. That is a Nishkam karma. But even that is not highest. Why? People are doing, they are not expecting any result. But it is still not the highest. भगवान के लिए आपने काम किया है तब क्यों मिलेगा आपने भगवान के लिए काम किया why would you get the result no नहीं हाँ exactly but why this काम कर्म is not highest when you are not even expecting what Lord Krishna says don't expect result they are not expecting but still it is not highest why
we are not keeping God as center for the.
they are doing for Krishna only I have donated to Krishna temple I'm just not expecting any result अच्छा ठीक है I'll give you one example yes Prabhu.
Just you are giving something, just you are directly service to the God.
Even giving is serving this is not less
Just
अगर लोग नहीं donate करेंगे temple कैसे बनेगा if you will not donate to the temple how temple will be built so that is also service so service does not only mean physical service yes physical service is good for our own purification and that is very high but even donating something is not less right all Puranas and all say that if you donate, I'll just put one line from Narsimha Puran. If you build a temple for the Lord, your home in the Vaikuntha is being built. That is the level, right? So donation is not any less thing. People make temples. It is not just a small thing. It's a huge benefit. And if they are doing as a without getting any result and all those things, they will get Vaikuntha. But still, this Kam Karma is not highest. I'll give you one example. The software person said that, ki, yes, I'll build the software for the temple. I will not accept any payment. Right? I will take the software building service only. Now, why it is not highest? What is the problem with that?
are instruments for the service of the Lord.
Then let's say he realizes also. He knows that Krishna is giving me the opportunity, he has given me intelligence, and I'm just doing as an instrument. But I'll do only software making service. Now, what's the problem? The hint is in the sentence. One word. Shall I repeat again? That I'll create or I'll develop the software for the temple. Right. I don't need any payment, but I'll only develop the software for the temple. अरे माता जी मतलब आई को छोड़ दीजिए आई से आगे बढ़िए. What else? I is not that word.
Is he only doing
At the
software,
bodily
not?
level, it's
अब आप सही रास्ते में बताइए क्या?
Is only doing software, not fully committing to the God of self.
हाँ.
Self.
In Nishkam Karma, even though it is very high, the the doer is actually attached to the action, not with the result, but action. I will only do software develop. If someone will ask me to do झाड़ू पोछा, I will not do. मैं भाई माइक्रोसॉफ्ट पे काम करने वाला आदमी हूँ. How can you ask me to do this manual job? Right. So that is the difference. People are still attached to the action, even though they are not attached to the result. Now, above than that comes Bhakti Yoga, where you are not even attached to the actions. Result, anyway, you are not attached. I am at the temple, one Prabhuji come, Prabhuji, toilet बहुत गंदा है. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me service. I'll go and wash it. He is asking me कि आपको book distribution करना है, please दीजिए मुझे book. I'll go and do the book distribution. Right. You are not attached to the result, action also here. That I will do only those things because you know who am I? Because that is the level they understand I am nothing but the servant of the Lord. And a servant at a home, a servant, what does he do? Whatever is asked to the servant, he does that, right? He is not like कि आजकल की maid की तरह नहीं कि they are not servant by the way, right? They are maids. So they are like मुझे बस झाड़ू पोछे का पैसा मिलता है उससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ करूँगी ये बर्तन मैं इधर से इधर हिलाऊंगी भी नहीं. They are not like that. So they are attached to their actions. जितने का पैसा मिलता है उतना ही I will do. I'll not do anything more. So that is the difference. Now Bhakti Yoga and the Nishkam Karma. So a lot of time there is a confusion between Nishkam Karma and Bhakti Yoga. A lot of people say that Nishkam Karma is actually Bhakti Yoga, which is not. Right. Bhakti Yoga is a level above that, where you are not even attached to the action. Whatever service is given to you, if you are capable, you will do. If you are not, you will say, Prabhu ji, ये इससे नहीं हो पाएगा, but give me any other service. But your ego will not be like, I am this guy, I will do only this. That's the difference. So Bhakti Yoga is like, here some examples are giving, chanting, reading, and yeah, these are just examples given. But Bhakti Yoga is mainly remembering Lord, surrendering completely to the Lord, and doing whatever comes our way. And the most important is the understanding we are the servant of the Lord. We are nobody, literally nobody. Right, in front of God, we are not the manager in IBM or whatever it is. Right? We read tiny or tiniest creature. Right? So that's the level of appeal. So just to summarize, any question? Yes.
So in Karma-kanda, we pray to the different lords. Hanumanji, Bhagavad. So वो भी great devotees थे. Like they are not even less than anyone. Like they were also
इससे तो बहुत ही ऊपर है मतलब obviously.
Any form of the Krishna. Like हनुमान जी राम भगवान के भक्त थे और वो भी किसी form. So what is wrong? Like if we pray to Hanuman ji or Mahatma.
Who said that anything is wrong with doing?
No, means.
But if you are asking हनुमान जी मैं आपकी पूजा कर रहा हूँ give me the strength. One person, one devotee saying, Hanuman ji, मैं आपकी पूजा कर रहा हूँ, make me so strong that I'll be the dawn of the college. There is another person who is doing, भगवान हनुमान जी ठीक है, जैसे आप भगवान राम के महान भक्त थे, गिव मी सम भक्ति सो दैट आई कैन ऑल्सो एडवांस. हु इज ग्रेट, हु इज डूइंग बेटर? That's the difference. There is this, there is 100% no problem in worshipping any god, but your intention. What intention are you worshipping for? If my intention is to get the strength, or even Hanuman ji give me strength so that I'll become brahmachari for my whole life. That is also about me.
But if Kshatriya is worshipping Hanuman, definitely he will expect strength to protect the society.
That your intention is to protect the society, protect the dharma.
Okay.
Right.
About intention.
That is about intention, right? The everything in the spirituality is about intention. Right. God does not see what you are offering, what you are doing. He sees your intention. Even if you are, we have hundreds and hundreds of stories of all the like Jagannath ji and even Krishna and all those things. A poor person, she did not have anything. She just offered one rice, one bowl of rice, not having anything. God takes happily. And a very rich person offering chappan bhog for rice, for the intention of like मेरा नाम और मेरा नाम होगा like so for show off. He'll not get the result. He only sees our intention, and that's a very important to understand. Like intentions matter. Only thing which matters is intention, nothing else. Not your offering, not your capabilities, nothing. So if a Kshatriya is worshipping Lord Hanuman, that give me strength so that I can protect my dharma, so that people can worship Lord Krishna, Lord Ram. That is good intention. If a Kshatriya, on the other hand, give me strength so that I'll become promoted to the Senapati of the army and people will know my name, then that's a wrong intention. Right? So, absolutely no problem in worshipping any Devi Devta. But you have to know for what purpose you are worshipping. Are you asking bhakti? Because they are a way higher, way, thousand, lakhs, millions times higher than us. That's why they are at that level. And someone can give you only that much what they can have. Right? You cannot ask, अगर आपको भक्ति मांगनी, you will not go to an atheist and ask भक्ति दे दो, भक्ति दे दो. What he will give? He does not have that. So if you want to have bhakti, ask for those people who are at that elevated level. So if you are worshipping, and we must not. There is a like for the new people. I have told that previously also. But a lot of time there is a thing like ISKCON वाले तो केवल कृष्णा 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 करते रहते हैं. They are like you don't worship any other god and do this. No, that's a wrong notion. Yes, if you are doing worshipping for the material benefit, then you are stopped. But if you are doing with the intention, please give me some mercy so that I can elevate a little bit more. I'll progress a little bit more in the path. You should do that, and you must not. Any one of us, any चाहे आप इस गांव के हो, चाहे बाहर के हो, चाहे कहीं के भी हो, ठीक है, whatever you are, or wherever you are associated with, you must and must not disrespect any of these Devi Devatas. They are way higher level than that. They are the great devotees of the Lord. अगर आप उनकी disrespect करेंगे, certainly, पहला तो वैष्णव अपराध, and you are not going to get progress. But जो भी ऊपर चढ़े हो और 10 step नीचे गिरोगे. Right. So that is something which we have to मतलब गांठ बांध लेनी चाहिए. Right. Cast in stone that we must never disrespect any Devi Devata. You can pay your obeisances, आप दंडवत भी करिए. But don't ask for material benefit. If you are thinking that Krishna is supreme, right, then why not ask anything from him? If you want something material benefit only, like I want something, I want good health, I want to do this, ask Krishna if you know he's the topmost authority. Ask him why he will not give. Now the question comes then why people do the worship of Devi Devata. Because one reason is, well, the only reason is, it's their job to allocate or to give the things. Like a Pavan Dev. Let's take example of Pavan Dev. His job is to um, मतलब क्या कहते हैं हवा को बहाना. That's his job. Surya Dev. His job is to give the light and warmth. He will give that. It's their job. So if you ask, give me warmth and this and that, right, or light, he'll give that. And easily. He will not see the whole picture. While on the other hand, Krishna will see the whole picture. If you are actually giving the light, is it good for you? What will happen in the future? Say you are light sensitive, let's say. He knows that probably that problem will come. So people do worship of Devi Devata because they get things easily. They get the results very easily. Because they don't see the whole picture. And it's their job, it is their duty to give. If someone is doing sincerely, it's their duty to give that thing. So Karma-kanda is not something which is like a fake thing. It is all our 70, around 60-70% of the Vedic knowledge is Karma-kanda. And it is there so that at least people go to the a little higher level, do these pious things. They are called pious people who do the Karma-kanda. They are not not ordinary people and atheistic people. They are pious people who do this activity. They have a little understanding. There is a higher thing where they can go ahead and ask for things. But when slowly they get the realization, they understand it more, so they go up the ladder. So they are also not small people. And Karma-kanda takes us a little further in the ladder. Right.
So
So
if we pray to any specific God, we will get the thing, but we don't know whether that is good for us or not.
even they don't know whether that is good for
Yeah,
you
okay,
also.
so we will get it, but
You will get it very easily. Like I told, our 60 to 70% of Vedic knowledge is actually nothing but Karma Kand. It is there to elevate people a little higher. After that, there is a also there is a Upasana Kand also, and there is a I forgot. There is another like a higher Gyan Kand. Gyan Kand and Upasana Kand is also there in the Vedic knowledge, but it will only be achieved once you cross this Karma Kand part of it.
He knows all the scriptures, everything. So he, but why he is not known like Krishna is the supreme personality? Why he was worshipping Lord Shiva?
Maybe even Hiranyakashipu, when Hiranyaksha was dead, so he went to क्या कहते हैं अपने जो मतलब उनकी wife और बच्चों के and he gave the शिक्षा of you are not this body, you are the soul and this and that and all those things. He had all the knowledge. All those demons also have the knowledge. Ravana was also very jnani. But then what comes into the way? His false ego. I am. How can be someone greater than me? Hiranyaksha and Kaspu were also thinking, why people are worshipping only Vishnu? Why not me? They should worship me. So that false ego will destroy all the knowledge. So knowledge is not knowledge. Say someone knows Bhagavad Gita, all 700 verses. आप आगे से पीछे से कहीं से भी पढ़वा लो ऐसे ऐसे बता देंगे. All the time they are in the room, they just know Bhagavad Gita कुछ नहीं कर रहे. What's the use of it? मर जाएंगे भगवत गीता लेके चले जाएंगे. अगले जन्म में they will again get born and again they will read Bhagavad Gita from starting. If you are not spreading the knowledge, if you are not doing the service for the Lord, what's the use of knowledge? If I know all the chemistry, all the organic and inorganic chemistry like back of my hand, and I don't do any experiment, I don't create anything, what kind of scientist I am? It's useless, right?
But then doesn't get instructed from his father. I came to know like from his mother, he got instructed and to worship Shiva or something and get that Atmalinga to the Lanka. But why isn't his father instructed like this is the not the right way you are choosing for?
His father did not instruct him.
And that's what.
How much do we obey our father and mother? Let's ask ourselves. Forget about Ravan. Our father, our parents also say a lot of things to us. How much do we obey? He gave all the gyan. But we get all the knowledge in the school also. सब लोग को पता है स्कूल में मतलब from class 2 it is told wear helmet, wear seat belt, walk only towards the right मतलब in front of the moving traffic and all those things. How many people follow? Don't spit. So knowledge is given, it is on us how much we are taking and how much we are following. So because of false ego, We understand that we are the body, we are the supreme. We don't understand that we are the servant of the Lord. The same, there are a lot of examples in our scripture itself who actually prayed to Lord Shiva and got the God. They prayed to Lord Shiva so that give me bhakti so that I can attain uh, the bhakti of Lord Krishna. And I can give you one example. If we'll go to the Mayapur this time, by the way, as the relevation. Right, our next trip will be to Mayapur, or don't miss that. नहीं मायापुर वो नहीं पता है बट इट विल बी ऑन इन मायापुर मई में नहीं होगा मम्मी मई हो जाएंगे तो जब भी जाएंगे बट मई में नहीं जाएंगे नहीं तो मई में करेंगे वहाँ ओनली इन द डे एंड नाइट वी कैन not in day only in the morning and evening the whole day will be inside right so anyway so in Mayapur Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his associate also, right? And even his father. When you go to his birthplace, you'll see that there's a Lord Shiva temple. His father was also great devotee of Lord Krishna, right? But he was also worshipping Lord Shiva, and it is still there because you are worshipping for what? Intention matter more, right? Give me more bhakti. How? But it is Srimad Bhagavatam में जो वर्ष कम वैष्णवा नाम यथा शंभु मतलब वैष्णव में सबसे जो हाईएस्ट है दैट इज शंभु the greatest Vaishnava ever could be, that is Shambhu, right? Lord Shiva. So, if you want to ask Bhakti of Lord Krishna, who is the best person to ask? Lord Shiva. Right? But if someone goes to Lord Shiva, Bhagwan, 16 Somvar, after 16 Somvar, give me the best husband in the world. He will give you that only. He will not give you the Bhakti. Right? So, what we ask, we will get. You'll ask your manager for I want only 5% bonus, he'll happily give you 5% bonus, even if your quota is 10%. He'll be happy, oh, thank you. And there's 5% I can give to other people, my favorites. Right. So our intention, our understanding should be like that. What we are asking from God. And but if even we all are materialistic people, right? Even if we want to ask material thing, why not ask Lord Krishna himself directly? That is Sakama. Ask him directly. He knows what is best for us, he will give what he needs to give, knowing our present, past, and future. Right. So, any question? Any other question? Okay. So just to summarize that, Karma-kanda, Sakam Karma, Nishkam Karma, and Bhakti Yoga. So Krishna at center in Karma-kanda? No. Right. And he's attached in Karma-kanda. People are attached to result. Yes. Attached to action. They are also attached to action, and the action is performed only for the material benefit. But Sakam Karma Yoga, when they go, they understand there is a Krishna who is the supreme personality of Godhead. So I will, whatever I need to ask the material benefit, I'll ask to them. So they have Krishna at center, attached to result. Yes, they want the material benefit, so they are attached to result. So whatever I want to do, I'll do it for gaining something, right? And they are attached to action also. If you are attached to result, you will certainly attach to action. Otherwise, what's the use? Then the action is performed for the material benefit. That's the difference. Niskam Karma Yoga, they understand higher than Sakam Karma Yoga. Krishna is at center. They are not attached to result, but they are attached to action. I will only do those actions where which I like. If I don't like doing something, I will not do. Like one example I remember. There was one Prabhuji. Uh, he is not in our congregation. He shifted to another congregation, and he was like, and he was a great devotee. He used to do all the services, but he was like, I don't understand why we do book distribution. I will not do it. It is like, even if you will ask him, I don't like doing that. And he was like that in that mode. So he is more of like, I'm attached to action. I will do only those things I like. If you go, he will even clean the toilet, but he will not do book distribution. Right. Something which he had against, I don't know. Maybe some reason. Right. So attached to action. That is Niskam Karma. And it is they don't expect any benefit, but they only want to do some desired task, not anything whatever is given. The Bhakti Yoga, where you know Krishna is at center, you are not attached to result as well as action, and you do any kind of service, whatever pleases to the Lord, whatever is given to you. But like if you are capable of doing, like if there is a very old person and someone asks you, carton रखवा दो ऊपर, you are not capable, then you should not do. It is not like अपना पेट तोड़ के करना है. And you can simply say that your body does not support, so give something which you can do. That's simple. That way you are not actually attached to action, but you are actually practical also. I can do service whatever is in my capability. So, any questions here? No? Then then I will ask the question. So, what category of karma is this? We'll go one by one. Devotee worried if someone will find fault in his service. Out of all those, what kind of karma is? Sakam karma. Any other answer?
It falls actually into three categories: Kamka, Sakamka, and also Nishkam. No, Nishkam to nobody knows.
Even it fall in the third card. It's devotee. When we say devotee, means implicit it's a devotee of the Lord.
Sakama.
He is worried if someone will find fault in his service. I have made prasadam and I don't want anyone to say that there was a more salt in that. Is it bhakti yoga? Sakamkar. That's correct answer. I'm worried for the result. People should say, okay, it's good. Or at least if they are not saying, they should not say bad thing about it.
Ready for the result and action. Both.
Correct. If you are worried for the result, you will certainly worried for the action. Right. So that comes automatically. Second, after serving prasadam, a devotee refuses to take prasadam.
This is Nishkam Karma.
Anyone else? क्या बेकार लाइफ है नहीं सर्विस में की खाना भी नहीं लिया
Nishkam Karma. Nishkam Karma. Like the group distribution.
So the correct answer is काम कर. Maybe I'm not agree. I'll not take prasadam. I'm not worried about like.
प्रसाद सर बहुत से बना के दिया मुझे प्रसाद नहीं चाहिए
नहीं, someone serving prasadam, but they does not want to take prasadam. That is Nishkam. Someone praying to a devata to get son, or doing a पुत्र कामेष्टि यज्ञ Karma-kanda. ये सबको पता है. Okay. Then a person takes initiation and working under guidance of a guru. Guru orders that give 25% of the salary in charity and he does. Sochi. What material will you are giving 25% of it?
Charity करके
And
I mean, just given
but being committed to this,
he expected anything.
तो क्या होता है? नहीं. This question is complete. This question is complete. And that has a great point also. His initiated devotee, his guru says give 25% of your salary to donation to the temple. He does that every. What is that? Is it Bhakti Yoga? It is Nishkam Karma? It is Sakam Karma? What? It is Bhakti Yoga.
it's a mindset and not appreciation and you
I'll come to that point. I understand the question. I'll come to the point. What else? It's not Bhakti Yoga. Then what it is?
if I can say, right, the guru itself is asking for some material benefit. Right? How can
It's not material benefit. It is for temple right. He says that temple बनवाना है काम करो अगले 3 साल तक 25% of the salary you give for the temple donation. It's for the Lord, right? It is a niskam karma. Now why? Because it is only after Guru said that the person did. While the difference between niskam karma and bhakti yoga is also You are proactive. You don't wait someone to give you service. You go yourself and take service. So what? You don't need to be initiated to give charity, right? We are not all initiated.
People not so.
Next is that. Proactive, yes. Someone is working completely under guidance of the Guru. He does whatever, एक है ना जहाँ कम वहाँ हम. Whatever thing, wherever he is required, he does that service. What is that? That is bhakti yoga. It's not about 25%. You not understanding. It's about the action. See, he does that only after Guru asks him. No, it's not Sakam Karma. You're not expecting anything out of it, right? Sakam Karma, you get the result. You are expecting the result. So the difference here is with Bhakti Yoga and Nishkam Karma is also proactiveness. You don't really wait for the service to come to you. I will just sleep all the time. If someone asks me to do jhadu lagana, then I'll do, otherwise I'll not do. भले मंदिर कितना भी गंदा हो, I don't care. If no one asks, I will not do. That is a niskam kar. If like I'm saying, अरे यार वहाँ तो गंदा है, I'll take up jhadu and I'll do that. That is a bhakti yoga. Because I'm not doing when someone asks me to do. I'm not doing for someone's pleasure. I'm doing for the pleasure of the Lord. I feel that how can my Lord's temple be dirty? Right? So I'm doing that. And if he does that, bhakti yoga will it not please Guru? Say that before initiation itself he was giving 25%, 30%, whatever his salary. Will it not please his Guru?
No, but you
Why does he wait for initiation to get it done or anything? Why does he wait for Guru's instruction to start doing that?
he don't have knowledge of the donations is required or something.
Sorry.
I mean, like you don't know about that where donations are required or something like that, right? So
No, see, that is a thing to say, but who in the world does not know where the thing is required? Don't we know that where the things are required?
some
He knew, but he did not do it until Guru said it.
How could I have given the difference between them? Right. See, the point is that only, okay, maybe the phrasing of the question may be somewhere here and there, but the point is that in this calm karma, it is not really proactiveness is not there. In Bhakti Yoga, it is always proactiveness. You know, you don't wait for services to come to you. You do it wherever you see you can help. Right. You don't wait for it. Why?
काम देखो देखो करो इतना
यही तो attaching. This is the attaching to the action. No? If I'm doing the action only after I'm being instructed, that means I'm attached to it. Otherwise, I don't do. That is attachment to the action. And that's why it is this concept. Example also. Your guru is asking, you are doing it. Temple people don't need to know who are doing. You don't need your name and fame and all those things. Even if you are giving your name, you don't want anyone to know. कि लोग बोल रहे हैं कि दीपक माता जी ने 25 लाख रुपए दिए 25 करोड़ बोल you don't need to do that मतलब you are not expecting that the secret donation does not mean always Gupta Dhan. Even like if we are donating and we are like 80G received तो मुझे मिलनी चाहिए so that also becomes a काम कर right that also becomes a काम कर because I am expecting something कि at least वो तो दे ही दो थोड़ा सा काम कर उसमें आ जाएगा but if like अरे छोड़ो यार दे दिया मतलब I'm all of it then it becomes निष्काम कर
Actually, part of the study. It is a
Yes.
from Sakama to Bhakti. We have to follow the circuit.
So that's what we are in transition phase. It's not like we'll be at one stage. We are not at Bhakti Yoga. None of us are Bhakta. We are very far from that. Maybe when we reach that level, these things may not be applicable for us. But for now, it is all applicable for us. Right. Okay, so quickly, we'll finish. So why Karma-kanda was introduced in Veda, we discussed already. So those are the points. It makes them practice some regulations. When you do the solar somvar, you do some austerity, you do some penance, which gives you elevation, sukriti, right? And it also gives you detachment. There is one person every day I'll eat only non-veg. Well, versus there's some person at least in Navratri and Savan I will not eat non-veg. Who's better? The other person, right? The who is like at least for some days I will not eat. और हफ्ते में बृहस्पतिवार को मतलब on Thursdays or Saturdays and maybe on Tuesdays I will not eat non-veg other days. So some finance, a little bit higher activity. So one thing Karma-kanda, that's why it's there to elevate a little bit. It brings them to the Vedas, which also contain the Gyan Yoga and Upasana sections. Once they are done with the Karma-kanda, if they are reading Veda, they will also sometime like reach to those sections also where they will get the real knowledge, the self-realization. If they are not doing all those things, there is no chance that they will reach there. At least now they are on the path. Then by practicing yajnas and getting result, it gives him faith in the Shastra. When you do the Karma-kanda and you get the result, you think that okay, actually it works. Let me study more and see what else is there. So it develops the faith in Shastra. Once you develop the faith, if it says that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, because you already experienced that these things are truth, you'll just accept Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead because it's written. So it develops the faith. It makes him associate with Brahmanas who are engaged in cultivation of spiritual knowledge, who can give him knowledge. So सत्यनारायण की पूजा हुई घर में, ठीक है, गृह प्रवेश में सत्यनारायण पूजा. वन वे इज लाइक सत्यनारायण की पूजा है, हाँ हाँ पंडित जी जल्दी जल्दी 2 घंटे में पूजा कराइए, देन बाय बाय बाय, ये लीजिए दक्षिणा बाय. वन इज दैट. अनदर वे इज यू आर सर्विंग एट द टाइम यू आर टॉकिंग टू, अच्छा सत्यनारायण जी की पूजा क्यों होती है, देन ही विल टेल इट केम फ्रॉम स्कंद पुराण, इट इज स्क्रिप्चरल, right? And these are the stories, you are hearing those stories, you will get the more knowledge, and that may elevate you. Right? There are two ways. So if you are getting in association of Brahmanas, Brahmanas can give you knowledge if you are inquiring about it. If you are curious to know, they will give you knowledge. But if you are not doing in Karma-kanda, then there is no way that you are getting association of Brahmana. And you may miss that. Then it naturally leads them to examine Gyan section and Upasana section, because the sense gratification of Karma-kanda inevitably leads to frustration. Right? हस्बैंड तो मिल गया 16 सोमवार के बाद, थोड़ा अच्छा हस्बैंड भी मिल गया, लेकिन उसके बाद आफ्टर 2 months of honeymoon, every month, every second day there is a big fight. खाने में नमक कम, ये कम, खाना बनाने नहीं आता, यही मम्मी पापा ने सिखा के भेजा है. Think all those things, and then you get frustrated. Right? After doing all the Karma-kanda, you're like, this result worked, but not temporary, only temporarily. Let me go a little higher. क्या है permanent? You'll try to find out. So that's why the Karma-kanda is there in the Vedas, and a bigger section of it. So that to elevate those people from animal life to at least a little higher. Because when you go to the step, then only you can start climbing. If you're not reaching the staircase also, then how you can climb? So just do that. And yeah, I think the last couple of questions. Now we talked about all those Karma-kanda and all those things, like people do puja and this and that. But even in ISKCON, even the devotees do all those things. Why it is not Karma-kanda? This also, they are also doing the arti, and to every Devi Devta also they are doing the arti. We also do the chanting by counting. Why it is not Karma-kanda?
They are doing the art and worship for the please the Lord.
Okay. What else? They are putting God at the center. They are praising the Lord. What else? Not expecting it. These are correct. These are the answer actually. You know that you are doing this thing with the Krishna at the center. Not expecting anything. Only for the pleasure of the Lord. That's the correct answer. For the pleasure of the Lord you are doing it. Not for your benefit. That's why it is different. Your intention, like we discussed, right? Your intentions matter. So it's not Karma-kanda. Now, what is the difference between puja and bhakti?
Puja is like temporary. Puja is like temporary. Like
You do daily puja, Prabhuji. Let's say you do daily puja, it's not temporary.
Bhakti
Every
is
day
like
in your life you
continuous.
did puja.
Bhakti is like we have God in every moment. We,
Remember God.
we look for God. Every action we look for God.
Hmm.
Right.
What else?
Puja, you expect something, bhakti is unconditional.
Okay, puja is conditional, you expected something, bhakti is unconditional. What else?
We see God.
Hmm?
We see God.
God in everything, in bhakti. Okay, what else? When someone is doing puja for Krishna and someone is doing bhakti for Krishna, what is the difference? These all are answered earlier actually. Just revision. Hmm. So, yeah, that those all are correct answer. So in when you go to the Krishna temple in New Year, there are thousands of people came, but most of them don't come with the understanding that why they are there. They're like it's a ritual for me. न्यू ईयर के दिन मंदिर जाना है तो जाना है. अब बगल में इस्कॉन मंदिर है तो इस्कॉन जाएंगे. अगर कहीं कुछ और होता तो कुछ और जाते. मुझे कृष्णा टेम्पल जाना है because everyone in my family used to go to Krishna temple. I'll follow the same thing. But they don't go with the understanding that why they are going. I want to ask bhakti. I want to get elevated. I want to progress in my spiritual life. That's a subtle difference in puja and bhakti. In bhakti, you always thrive, you always try to do the progress. While in puja, you are just doing as a materialistic or ritualistic procedure. Nothing else.
Temple conflict because of some other reason.
Okay, Mataji, I'm just saying as an example. It's not like on New Year. That's frankly saying that's not our New Year also. Maybe next our New Year you can go to. It's okay you don't go, but at least remember, going to temple is what is more important, going to the temple or remembering the God? That's your answer, right? Remember the God on your special day at least. Do 3 more rounds of chanting. 4, not 3. That is more important than going to the temple. It does not mean don't go to the temple. Right? But yeah, that's it. Any other question? हाँ, वो तो पता ही है 24th. 24th. Okay. Last week also, last class also we announced. So yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Welcome. Like the church with some.
नहीं नहीं last time in class also I told Bhakti sorry. So I told that in Europe and all you would have seen there is a lot of Scott devotee dancing and all the festival.
You told to me when we
Achha, like that I don't know. But I remember okay. So on 24 to 26 in our IVCC Prabhuji, if, in case you know, that is ISKCON Vedic Cultural Center or new temple which is coming beside Rangnath Swami temple. So there'll be a festival, 3 days festival, and you see in Europe those dancing devotees and also there's a Maharaj. I don't have his photo. I should have. Right, in Swami Maharaj. So he's a great kirtaniya, and he is the one most of the European people are like nowadays. Acha, he is just outside. So most of the people in Europe actually they came to Krishna consciousness. It's huge effort by him. In Poland, from 46 years, he is running festival, the uh, festival of India. Right, 46 years.
Like, why do the people spend so much money in going to all these shows?
And
What are those?
in starting the Jai Jai Radha Madhav also what the tone I use that is also from Maharaj.
so much happiness and everyone was chanting. It was so magical. I was like, wow, this is so great. I can't wait for the last.
Alright, I'll just finish this, then we can talk. One check out the website of Pavni being Western, Tripoti Western, Vipiki Jasira, Prabhat, Kijay,